Hello everyone, and welcome to the first semifinal match of the Anime Villainous Tournament arc of 2023. Our first bout of the Final Four is going to be Waco versus AzureHorizon, and for this match, I won't be alone. Our project lead Weirdmouse will be joining me for the commentary, so let's get into the game. And so here we go with the first semifinal match. Azure has won the dice roll, so he will be our starting player, and is now choosing his ban. Weirdmouse, what are you expecting to see out of this ban here, brother?
Waco has played mainly the big picks of Father and Cell. Light's another one that
I believe
Waco's
Light
played.
is Waco's main, so we're going straight
That's
to
his
the
actual
bans.
main, yeah.
So are we going to see a Loxus in return from Waco, is the question?
Probably, and then we're just gonna get Father or Cell from Waco, almost certainly.
Yeah, Waco. He did play a little bit of Cell last time. I think he did a lot of Father in the first round.
Yeah. Yeah, they're doing targeted bans, so I'm fully expecting
I'm curious,
Loxus.
especially knowing that Waco will probably go with Father or Cell, who are really good at Fate Pressure, and there's the Loxus ban. I wonder if Azure will go with Crocodile, who I believe is his secondary, or if he'll not, because I believe Crocodile probably doesn't like the Fate-heavy game that Cell and Father can do.
Croc would get destroyed by Cell or Father, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm really interested to see who Azure is going to pick in this instance. With that in mind, I think he also mentioned that he plays a good bit of Cell, so we could potentially even see a Cell mirror or Cell versus Father. Or we could see some out there picks, who knows? Maybe one of them is going to whip out All for One, who's been mostly absent from this tournament, other than like twice. I think Orochimaru has also only had like 2 games, so you never know. Anything is possible, but here we go.
It's gonna be like a Cell or a Father mirror match. That's what I'm expecting.
That's what I'm expecting here, yeah. Lark getting a little sneak preview there. And who are we going to have in this first game? It will be... They'll flip any second now. They're thinking about it. Come on. You can do it. Just hit F. Gendo and Crocodile. I'm astounded.
I'm pretty happy about that, actually.
I am too. We've had a lot of Cell and Father, especially
really quite happy
to
see it. This is exciting. You know what? It's possible that this was not... I don't know if this was just like showmanship. I think it was actually literally that they might both be sitting here thinking, can I win that mirror match? I think we may have seen them decide, like, both individually be like, I don't think I can win that mirror. Gendo actually would have been a great choice against Cell or Father, so that might have been an attempt at
counterpicking.
Waco thought,
thought Cell was coming out, because I believe Cell is also one of Azure's go-tos.
Exactly.
And try to I can't remember if Waco has played Gendo in his earlier games. I remember him playing Cell and Light. I should have double-checked this before, but I'm very interested to see how he pilots Gendo here. And he is just drawing his 4 cards and deciding if he wants to mulligan before getting to draw more. We're having a little bit of TTS issue where someone has to rejoin.
That happens, yeah.
It does be that way sometimes. We'll just get a nice little jump cut in here once everything is ready to go. All right, we've got everything set up and we're good to go, so we're going right into the game. We're going to see Azure with Crocodile going straight to Rain Base. Rain Base over Yuba or Alubarna to start. I feel like I don't normally see that play from Crocodile in my limited experience with Crocodile games.
Prioritizing power gain before it gets covered.
That makes sense.
That's what I'm guessing.
We're going to see Mr. 5 and Miss Valentine. That's a really good ally start for him. He's actually immediately threatening Utopia turn 1, which is insane. And we're seeing a pause for some reason? Oh, can Waco not see? He probably can't see Crocodile's cards.
A little bit of a TTS error. So
I love TTS so much.
Waco, pop out, pop back in.
He'll be right back, and Vill's doing the same. You know what? From now on, new moratorium. Immediately after you load stuff in, just leave and come back in.
Fair enough, yeah.
Probably.
I'll take the opportunity to say that Crocodile, this is an interesting pick here, because I think what happened, Waco thought Father or Cell would be coming out from Azure. He chose Gendo, who's very good against heavy faders. However, I would argue that Gendo, conversely, isn't actually that strong against people who exert early fate pressure. Crocodile is actually favored in this matchup. For Crocodile, who would have been eaten for breakfast by Cell, is pretty good against Gendo.
Yeah, I can
'Cause
see
I don't
that.
know. Yeah, it's almost like a rock paper scissors thing going on here, right? To an extent.
I really wonder if Azure did just, if he was just like, I'm just gonna use my my secondary, whether it would be a bad matchup against Stellar Father or not, or what happened there. It's a very
I
interesting
think he
mapping
did, yeah.
stance. And now we have Waco deciding where to go. I don't know about not Phaeton here with, I mean, like, it's very possible that he has, like, a 2 or 3 cost ally in Project Utopia in hand. And if Crocodile turn 2 opens the Catacombs, don't say anything until the chips are down, but I would probably call it a day.
He may be racing him.
That's also
It's possible Waco knows that Gendo is actually pretty resilient to being faded. So Crocodile unlocking his top fate isn't that threatening to him compared to like other characters.
That's very
So
true.
it's possible Waco has just decided to try to like win first.
That is one of my favorite strategies, just win first forehead. He did have Ray nerve tanks and looked like a lot of decent cards to be discarding, not needing them quite yet. Are we going to see the turn 2 Catacombs? He also remembered his ability, so that's how you know he's a top-notch Crocodile player. Anything could happen here. I don't know why he's clicking on his deck so much. Oh, that would be Mr. 1, presumably. Yep. Is Mr. 1 and Poneglyph the only 3 costs in this deck, I think? And there's the Utopia. All right, this is going to be a speedrun game, one way or another, depending on where Miss All Sunday is currently.
Yeah, not fading from Waco was a gamble to just win quicker.
We'll see if it's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off.
I don't know if I would have done it, but
I think I probably would have maybe even gone to my top fate with that 1 starting power and Ray in hand, but at worst, I probably would have gone to Tokyo 3. But Nerve HQ, it's a gamble that could work out for him. I don't think it's necessarily a bad play. Not the one I would have made, but I'll leave those, I'll leave if it objectively was or not to the scholars of Anime Villainous, which is basically Butter King.
That would not have stopped Utopia, as it turns out.
Would it not have? It would have delayed it for a turn if he had moved an ally over. If he had moved Mr. 5 to Valentine or Valentine to Mr. 5.
Yeah, because he started at
he was at Rain Base, so he didn't have his move. It would have given 1 turn. It would have given 1 turn, and if he had done his top fate turn 1 and then gone bottom fate, he could have gotten, there's no telling what these next 2 cards are. He's going to move Valentine over.
The sad ally
the sad ally movement, like, well, this sucks. That is this is like every Croc player's dream, I would potentially say. The only thing that could go wrong now is, I swear, if he has Miss All Sunday in his hand, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Here's the thing, though. We definitely have a race because Azure going to Rain Base there instead of fading Gendo. He knows this matchup. He knows that Gendo's not that susceptible to fate. He needs to just win quicker. I think he's having ping issues is what's going on with him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's our like 9-hour away time zone and all. Yeah, could be a little bit of ping coming in. Moving Mr. 5 over to Alobarna to protect both of his fate locations. Very smooth maneuver, I would say. And then he has the Poneglyph, actually, rather than Miss All Sunday.
Better of the 2 here, but
absolutely,
still progress.
Crocodile's ability to win fast forehead in this case is entirely dependent on where Miss All Sunday is in these 21 cards, and it could even potentially decide the game, I think.
That's interesting, playing Mr. 3 with no ability when he doesn't need him for anything.
I guess he just really wants to keep his top fate and top move open. If Adam comes out suddenly, he wants to be able to fate pressure his way to red alerts, potentially, is my guess.
It's for his villain ability.
Oh, that does make sense.
I think it's just so he can draw hard. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. What do you think the odds are that we just see like a 1-cost play and then 4 discard here?
Yeah, I think he needs to bounce between his discards and just draw as hard as possible.
If I was him right now, I would absolutely discard anything that is not Miss All Sunday, or I couldn't play right now. Because he essentially, I would probably not even play something just to be able to play Miss All Sunday at Alobarna, even.
Baroque Works I would keep.
Baroque Works makes sense, yeah. But it really does. Oh, he's debating if he wants to multi-fate, maybe? Or he's probably just having the ping again. That's interesting. His ping wasn't
Could
as
be one or
bad,
the
I
other.
feel like, in previous ones. I wonder if that is the issue. Well, he can shuffle back in the Ava or the Magi, but Betrayal is a miss here.
Yep.
But that's 2 less cards that aren't Red Alert, which is always important when you're playing against
Honestly,
Gendo.
getting rid of Magi is pretty brutal early.
Yeah.
As we've seen from other Gendo games this tournament, Magi is huge. Very important.
Magi
card.
is my favorite of his items, other than, like, the necessary robots to win. It's my favorite. Magi is my favorite item that Gendo doesn't, like, really need, usually. It's just really nice. I feel like Ava Cage, you don't always need, but you feel it when you don't have Ava Cage as Gendo. But, like, out of Magi, Sector Lockdown, and I feel like there's another one I'm forgetting. Magi's my favorite. Usopp being thrown on over to the Catacombs to block that top fate. Going to Alubarna. Could we potentially see all Sunday here? Does not look like it. Baroque works, though. Baroque works indeed. It really is just a matter of getting Sunday. If he can get Sunday in, like, these next 2 or 3 turns, I feel like Waco is going to be in a really, really hard spot unless he can get Adam out, like, next turn or 2.
Well, both of Krog's discard locations are good places to go. Yeah, along with his villain ability and Baroque works, Croc is actually very good at hunting for cards.
Absolutely, and he got a contingency plan right there as well, which he can use to uncover Catacombs at his leisure, assuming he would have the power for it. So it is looking heavily in Croc's favor. As always, it's not over till it's over, but this is very much looking good for him.
I agree with that pass. There's no need to spend power here. He wants Sunday out. This makes it so if his gain 2 gets covered, he still plays Sunday at Yuba.
Yeah. I didn't see Asuka come out over here, so we have Asuka with her Ava as well. If he can just get Adam out, he could still have a chance, and there it is. So this is going to be the biggest. This is probably going to be the biggest race game we've had in the entire tournament.
Yeah, because Crocodile's Showdown is never free. He has to work for it. And he's going to have to move Sunday in the meantime.
Yeah, he does have to do a lot of Sunday move, and he's going to get 1 move here. And he doesn't have the power to contingency Catacombs on his coming turn.
That's rough.
So he's not going to be able to do an extra move unless... Oh, well, he could have Utopia in his hand right now. That's the only way, I think.
Utopia would be really important, I think.
Yeah, Utopia, he could really use the extra power right now, but he's going to throw out Sable. Makes a lot of sense. That would get Usopp to where he could clash with Usopp for free.
If Azure doesn't start fading, Gendo will run away with this game.
Absolutely. This game could come down to the position of Red Alerts, which most Gendo games do, but also the position of the strong heroes in Crocodile's Fate deck. Like, if Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy are all, like, near the bottom of this Fate deck right now, he can probably get through his showdown pretty fast. If he just lucks into not having to deal with some of those higher strength heroes. But this is definitely the speediest game we've had, and Waco is deciding who he wants to murder with here, I believe.
Yeah, I feel like very early on, both these players decided in the first couple of turns that they were just gonna try to win first. Yeah.
Just absolute speedrun game. And honestly, I don't think we've really had a game quite like this in the tournament, so I'm glad to see it. Oh, he was debating if he wanted to use a nerve tank or a robot here, maybe. No, he's still gonna use the robot. He was just debating what card to throw down. So there goes Ramiel, almost misdoing the Fate deck, but figured it out. The classic Gendo mistake. Having Asuka and Rei and both of their robots in the top half of the deck was also very good for Waco. He was
good to see Azure going for that Fate.
That is still going to keep him from contingency playing at Catacombs for another turn.
There's the Red Alert.
Did get an immediate Red Alert and didn't get a double Red Alert, which would have been catastrophic for Croc here. That's going to be a Leliel. Now, here's the real question. Where did Waco's Horrible Truths end up?
Yeah.
Because that is another one of Gendo's biggest deciding
Croc
factors.
there it is. I was about to say that's the best
he's
draw
got the
he could have
Utopia.
gotten.
Perfect. So now
that's
he can
the best thing he
Catacomb
could have
contingency.
possibly hoped for, yeah.
Yeah. That is a huge difference maker for Croc right now, that he can go to Catacombs and set up his contingency at Rain Base or something next turn. Rain Base or Alubarno. Probably Rain Base, because then he can just immediately Mr. 1 or move Valentine into it, something like that. All very possible plays. He's got a lot of options depending on what his hand ended up being. Waco has to think hard here. I mean, I don't know if he has a Horrible Truth or not. He's going to go to Nerve HQ.
That's Sablaze.
Yeah, that will be Sablé if he goes to Nerve HQ, which will give him that. That's going to give him the kill on Usopp. I'm not sure about that.
Actually, I agree with triggering it now. I think it would have been better for Azure later.
Potentially.
Letting it sit around.
He is going to get the Horrible Truth. He played Kozo just for Horrible Truth to get Leliel, so he's going to get Leliel out of here.
That is often Kozo's job.
That's it, dude. He's good at it. If you're good at something, you know, get paid for it. I imagine Kozo's benefits are amazing at Nerve. I have to imagine. Where is he going to put the contingency? At Rain Base? That's what I figured.
I like it. Yeah.
I can't believe that he played contingency plan at Catacombs. Whoever could have seen this turn coming? Another red alert would be pretty rough here.
Now, you just kind of got to get through him as Gendo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and both of the robots are gone. That's a dead fate.
However,
that's really good for Gendo.
It gets him closer to red alerts, and it's not a double red alert. So.
Yeah, it's not the best thing that he could have had, but it's not the worst thing he could have had.
Certainly.
Especially because getting like a committee meeting or a Ava here to sit on Terminal Dogma while he needs to be using his Vanquishes for these Angels could have been really annoying.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst case scenario, but it was a miss.
Yeah. And we did see Usopp get absolutely murdered. So Crocodile has an open territory and a guaranteed showdown on his turn, which means he'll just have to deal with all Sunday. But the problem here is that Waco really wants to go to Command Center. But he is going to end up going to Terminal Dogma. Does he have the other Horrible Truth? Horrible Truthing one of these two kids for the double Nerve Tank is, honestly, would probably be my play here.
Though that does leave you pretty barren for the next one.
It does leave him pretty barren, but also he knows that Crocodile... Oh, the Duck!
It's Duck. It's got to be Duck.
Yeah, you got to play Duck here just to get heroes out. But also he knows that, like...
Just to get rid of Plan, honestly.
I probably would have just gone straight for the kill because the odds of Croc fading him are fairly low, unless Azure really decides that, like, waiting another turn for Showdown is worth trying to get a red alert, which he might. I'm not sure what play I would make in that case, but either way, there were a couple of options.
There was a strong argument for Water Weakness because he does just kill one of these guys in a clash now, but...
Yeah, I would have gone with the Duck. With contingency plan out. If the contingency... Oh, did he? Oh, he did do it. Oh, yeah, let's go. I was looking at the Duck.
Yep.
Okay, so now there's a decision to be made by Azure.
Here's the trick. He only has one Angel left to go, but he only has Ray and Nerve tanks. So we're looking at Gendo on kind of an empty tank here.
Yeah. And he is going to go for his Showdown.
That'll also give him a kill on
yeah,
Vivi.
He'll get to kill Vivi, or the Duck probably Vivi first.
Is he actually
going to
use
Mr. 1 on Vivi here?
Oh my goodness, does he?
No, you don't have that move.
You don't have that move.
It's 2 moves, yeah. I would leave Mr. 1 and then come back to use Mr. 1 and do the Valentine kill on the Duck or Vivi later. But he is just going to use Mr. 1 to get rid of Vivi immediately. Interesting.
And then
he's going to be down to just to miss all Sunday now. Oh boy. Now the Angel that pops up here could actually be a major difference maker. If it's a 3 strength and he has Ava 01 in his hand, potentially. There are only 6 cards in his deck right now. Oh wait, his entire turn is being redone?
Let's go. Oh, he didn't play.
Oh, he didn't play Scorpion Venom. Okay, so he's playing Scorpion Venom.
He just wanted to use his play a card.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Fair
Still
enough.
went through with the team as the turn he'd been doing. With the chess timer and all, and Anime Villainous, as long as you haven't done something that can't be taken back, like hidden information and all, you are allowed to do it. Zeriel is
that's
not
a pretty good one for Azure to see.
Yeah, that's probably the worst 4 strength for Waco right now, if I had to guess. Because now there's no... If it had been a 3 strength and he had the right card in his hand, he could have killed it this turn.
I don't know if it's possible for. I don't think it's possible for Croc to kill. No, there is. He goes to Alabarna, plays somebody, and goes for the Vanquish.
Also, double finger.
Yeah.
Even if Alubarna gets covered, somehow he could still do with Mr. 3 there and then clash, depending on who it is. He doesn't have Hidden Blade. I don't think there's anyone left for him to clash with.
Waco basically has to fate here.
He has to. He has no choice.
Move the Angel, yeah.
I mean, at this point, his option is probably a bit of Fate spam to get Zariel over to that Nerve tank.
Pretty much.
I got my money on Crocodile, but anything can happen. We also haven't seen... Oh, he's actually going to move Ray and throw down a Nerve Artillery. Yeah, okay.
Fair enough.
I don't think we've seen Evo 01, so he might have it in his hand right now. Sanji's pretty good here, yeah. Sanji is very useful. Whew, man, where do you put Sanji here? Rain base because there's basically no one there, or Alubarna
I like
to
kicking
move
Mr. 5 to nowhere.
Yeah. I think Alubarna and Rain
doing
base
exactly
are the two
what
plays
I said,
here.
yeah.
I think I'd probably go with the Mr. 5 play in the end. I think that's the right call.
I love kicking 5 to Rain base. Yeah, that's exactly what I would have done.
I think that was probably his best option.
That feels pretty good.
Oh yeah, definitely. You don't want to put Sanji at Rain base right now because Scorpion Venom got played, so for sure, yeah. All right, very likely that we see Zariel get defeated on his turn. Now the question is what will Croc do? Is he going to go to Yuba even though it's a... No, he's going to go straight to Alabarna. Does he have...
He has time because Gendo has to start his turn.
Oh, he's going to move Sanji with Merry Christmas and then he can Vanquish with Valentine and...
Pretty good.
Merry Christmas. Yep, that's a really strong one there. And then he has his other play.
What?
I don't know why he... Oh, he wins.
Oh. He over-vanquished because he wins.
Okay, that makes sense. I was confused.
There it is.
There it is for Croc. Yeah, as soon as that turn 1 Catacombs happened, I was like, it's going to be an uphill battle for Gendo. But he got dang close. He didn't have he didn't have the Ava in his hand, but with the Nerve Artillery, if he had gotten a 3-strength Angel, I hope they pull the top of Gendo's Fate deck. I want to see if it was a Red Alert or not.
These characters are both very good at racing.
Yeah, absolutely. An Ava and a Red Alert? Red Alert. All right, so that was Croc's game no matter what, basically. If there hadn't been a Red Alert there was a chance. Oh, and Tabris. Yep. Gendo lost on that Red Alert either way, so I think that this was going to be Croc's game no matter what, unless Azure horribly misplayed, but very, very close. I think both players did pretty great. Zoro would have been really good, too.
That was one of the most mind-gamey pick ban phases we've ever seen, though. Like, getting Gendo Croc out of this.
I can't wait for Waco to say, like, yeah, I just wanted to play Gendo. And then Azure is like, yeah, Croc's my secondary, so I just, went with it.
Just randomly picked them.
Yeah. Absolutely. Are they going to pull every single time? The judges have to double check the official rule thing to be like, how does this work again? It makes me laugh every time I see their hands go over there. But that was a really good first game. That came down to the wire, and a bit of Fate deck order as well as Villain deck order really made the difference, but both players I think both players played about optimally with the hands they were dealt, I feel like.
I didn't see any, big misplays. I think it was a mistake for Waco not to fate turn 1.
I agree. I would have fated that turn 1 to try and stop it. But I also respect him going for it, because normally when I play as Gendo, I always go to that double play first. I'm pretty sure I've actually heard at least one of our QA members, I think it was Falk, say that he almost always goes to the double play outside of rare scenarios. So I see that's the usual right play with Gendo, is go to Nerve HQ, discard what you don't need to get through your hand, and then play the 2 good cards you got out of your 8 starting. But
the thing about Croc is that once he gets Catacombs unlocked, it's a different game.
Absolutely.
He's so much more vulnerable in the Utopia phase.
Absolutely. I agree. I guess they had to recreate the draft thing for some reason, but we should be good. So Waco is our starting player. We're not going to need a jump cut here, it looks like. And he is going to get to ban first, which will be Loxus. We will... I hope that Azure enjoyed the one time he got to play Loxus in round 2, because that was all he was allotted. He can't be mad because I even gave him Loxus in the thumbnail, so he got all he asked for. Now he's back to no Loxus all day, all long. I'm really curious to see because Azure has to pick first here. and then let Waco counterpick him. I'm really curious to see who Azure is going to go with in this scenario. If he'll go with Croc again, which probably not, because Croc can be very counterpicked by Father and Cell, as we were saying earlier. Or if he's going to try and go, I don't know who else he would go for. Probably Cell, I think, is one of his other go-tos, and Cell is a bit harder to counterpick than Crocodile, I feel like.
I think Cell and Light are probably the actual strongest picks against Croc, because they can fate early pretty well.
Yeah, and also Light loves guaranteed fate locks, and there's no more guaranteed fate lock than Croc before Utopia.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Is he going to ban? Are we going to see the ban of the mains again, or is he banning someone else? I think Azure is thinking really hard about who he's going to pick, and he might be trying to ban the best counter pick to his choice right now.
Makes sense, yeah.
That's how I would play it.
This time, a lot of thoughts going into this
Absolutely.
pick ban.
And he is going to ban Cell.
That's probably the correct choice. So now,
I think
Azure almost certainly has to beat Light.
Yeah.
Either Light or Father. That's
he
what
could
we're
actually, he might be making a big play here of banning Cell and then picking someone that he knows is good against Light, hoping Waco will just pick Light based on him being his main without thinking about actually counterpicking. I don't think that Waco would fall for that necessarily, but it's a possibility. Who are we going to see from Azure? Surely he doesn't pick Crocodile now, knowing that Waco can counter with Light. Because as you said, Light is one of the best counters.
Confident
unless he's super confident. Unless he gets another starting hand like he did a second ago.
Really?
The Forbidden
really
Losses. He's going to play Orochimaru! Let's go! Here I was worried we wouldn't get any more Orochimaru in this tournament. I don't think a lot of people in it.
I think that might be part of why he chose it, because I think he's throwing Waco a curveball. Because Orochimaru hasn't been played a lot, hasn't been talked about that much. So I think Waco is sitting here like, what do I counter Orochimaru
with? How does one beat a snake? I definitely think All For One and Orochimaru both have been... There's just not really anyone in the tournament that is like really into Orochimaru or All For One.
That's exactly it. Especially All For One. There's just no one who plays them.
Absolutely.
So it's not the character's fault.
I'm pretty sure... I think All For One and Orochimaru have both had 2 games. So
they have.
Yeah, so it's just no one
they
at least is not confident in it. Yeah.
They both won a game. It's
they
just,
did, yeah.
Yeah. There isn't like a dedicated player for either of them.
If only I wasn't commentating, I could have been the guy who played Orochimaru twice and got eliminated in round 1. We're going to see Father.
Of course.
Here we go.
You can't go wrong. That's just a solid, reliable choice.
Yeah, Father is one of the most all-rounders, I guess you could say.
He doesn't really have a bad matchup.
Yeah.
He basically doesn't have a bad matchup.
The jack of all trades, as it were.
Yeah, we've seen him picked and banned a lot because there's not really an answer to him. He's not like overwhelming or anything, but he just doesn't have a bad matchup with anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, Brotherhood is one of the best anime ever made, but what you're saying is absolutely right. You know, because you have cases like Crocodile, where like Crocodile can be really good against certain characters, but also he can like really struggle against like Light. Father doesn't really have that issue of like, oh, this is the one character I don't want to see my opponent pick when I'm playing his Father. There are probably some that are less favorable, but none that are just like, ooh man, this is heavy against Father kind of deal.
I think Orochimaru might have the toughest mulligan in the game because of the hand seals. You basically have to plan out your whole first turn and see if it's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looks like he is probably keeping.
Indeed he is. It looks like we will be seeing Orochimaru deciding not to mulligan here.
He looked at his power and looked at all the cards and he went, okay, I've got a combo.
Also, Orochimaru, another facet to Orochimaru's mulligan that could be pretty difficult is the fact that if he's mulliganing, he's going second. So he has to decide, if Tanzaku gets covered, do I still want this starting hand? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That could be a rough thing to decide. We're going to see just an utmost discard from Father, not caring at all about his ability as the game gets underway here. Sarutobi and Lee right out the gate. That is not something Orochimaru likes to see.
But going for the top fate, not Tanzaku quarters.
Indeed, so he's got a lot of... We could immediately see Manda come out right here to fix this. depending on his
Orochimaru
starting
could go
hand.
for a... Here it is, yeah. We know he has a combo. He didn't mulligan. He's got a turn.
He knows what's up.
Otherwise, he would have tossed this hand.
Kimimaro out the gate is amazing. In my experience, Orochimaru just really cares a lot about having Kimimaro, Manda, or Jirobo in his, or even Kitamaro in his first couple of opening hands. Those are his, like, probably his best allies for territory control, etc. Ooh, and a killing intent on Sarutobi, so just has to get one other -1 on him for the Kimimaro kill, or a +1 on Kimimaro through Poison Kunai or something similar. Also, Reincarnation has been thrown down, so he could easily get access to Manda or Kabuto or even Drobo
Really
or Kimimaro,
good
like I was
early
saying.
scheme.
Yeah, very good early scheme. Reincarnation can even be good really late game to get Manda back or whatnot. It's just a really solid scheme as long as you can get it to proc. And against Father, Reincarnation will end up procking one way or another.
Yeah. Because right now, Orochimaru is looking for Coffin more than anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so he's going to need allies for that Coffin.
I feel like with Orochimaru, haven't gotten to talk about it much because he hasn't been in the tournament much, but a lot of it is a balance of digging for the... Oh, I thought he was taking his turn out of turn or something. A lot of it is balance of figuring out how you want to dig for the coffin, but Sasuke and Sakura, not the best fate of all time. But a balance between digging for the coffin, but also making sure you protect your territory with heroes coming out, as well as getting the 10 strength of allies you need for said coffin. Waco thinking really hard about where he wants to put this person that Kishimoto wrote.
Probably deciding where Orochimaru is moving this turn.
Yeah, most likely.
So
I feel like that's the best place for
clash.
Sakura, to be honest. He doesn't like going to Konoha much, but also, like, he's fine going... Maybe Tanzaku, but he's, like, fine going to Otagakuri. That would have been the worst place to put her. Bottom Fate and Kill, Sakura's pretty good. Riza and Gate of Truth.
I kind of liked Gate of Truth, but...
I probably would have, like, an early Gate of Truth when he's a 0 power, I think I would... I understand blocking that top Fate to get some pressure off of you when he's got so much right out the gate.
Fair, yeah.
But I get the play. I'm not sure it's the play I would have made, basically, at the end of the day.
He just needs Waco to leave him alone.
Yeah, Orochimaru really appreciates it, a little bit of setup time.
Because Waco has faded every turn of this game so far, I believe.
He has, yeah. He went Lior, then he went Fort Briggs, and now he's going Xerxes. Philosopher's
Finally an
Stone.
off turn.
So that'll, he could potentially get Gluttony out there to take care of Riza now, or he could clash with her even. Since Lust can't do it. Oh, and we're seeing a military strategy thrown down. And back to Tanzaku, focusing...
It is immediately triggered.
Oh yeah, that is on 3. Immediately triggered, as in play it onto Father. So Waco will get to draw and then discard 2 cards. Not the Mannequin Soldiers. Yes, disrespect human energy. That's what I'm talking about. Hate that card. We're going to see Orochimaru right back to Tanzaku. He's got Kabuto out. Kabuto is very, very good. He can defend Otagakuri very well as now he can get a lot of cards that he wants, such as the Sealed Coffin or specific allies he needs, like Manda and whatnot. We're going to see him immediately go into a Forbidden Experiments to gain 1 off of Kabuto's play, and then spend another 2 for Drobu, Kitamaro. To Yuya, okay. So he could, if he feels like he needs to, use Kimimaro plus Tayuya to take out Sarutobi, but I'm sure he really wants to just get another -1. He probably really wants to see 4 Violet Barrier about now. That would really help him with his hero issue that he's having at the moment. We're going to see Pride thrown back into Father's deck, followed into the Promised Day, the Father Classic. Envy, not bad.
Not a bad pull.
Any ally you get that is more than 1, I would consider a good pull. And even sometimes Sloth and Greed they're plenty good enough. Recovery Mission is interesting here, but also putting the -2 on Kimimaro, I think, could be a play. Or even Kabuto. This is a bit of a rough choice, actually. The thing is if you Recovery Mission Sarutobi, you're opening up the top Fate, so I feel like I'd probably Shuriken in this instance. But I don't think moving Sarutobi to Tanzaku would be a bad play, necessarily. He is gonna... That is an effect, good sir, not an item. He's gonna Shuriken. Is he deciding between Tayuya or Kimimaro? Interesting. Putting the -2 on Tayuya over Kimimaro. I guess Kimimaro does replay himself and all. An interesting choice. I'm not sure that's the one I would have made.
I wouldn't have. I don't think he wanted to use 2 anyway. I guess the main thing that does is stall Coffin.
Yeah, mainly. Yeah. The automail doesn't do a lot here, but also Umber Circle is 1 power.
Forces the kill with Lust, probably.
Yeah, it forces the immediate kill instead of trying to do anything else first. Discarding Manda and Poison Kunai, that sucks. I didn't see why. Oh, he's doing it for Kabuto's effect to get Sealed Coffin immediately. Interesting. I don't know what the rest of his hand was like, but Manda, having to not have Manda hurts as Orochimaru. But also, of course, you do need to get the Coffin out immediately. I'm not sure what I would have done. I would have had to have had the rest of his hand in hand to know more information. He's going to spend 2... No, that's 2 on Greed. He's got to spend the extra on Greed there. There he goes.
Yep. Okay, well, that was the same as if Umber Circle had been played, basically.
Yep, pretty much.
Oh, and
he gets the power back from Lust.
Ploy gave him Manda back with Reincarnation.
Oh, that was very good timing on Reincarnation.
I think that's another reason he played Automail over Umber Circle, forcing Reincarnation.
That's a good point. Yeah, very possible.
Gave him Manda right back. I bet he planned from the start to get Manda back.
I would hope so. Are we going to see Manda come out here and used on Sarutobi, and then maybe over Vanquish with Tayuya to just get her out of here?
It's the only reason I can think of for him to be here.
Yeah, otherwise why not just go to Tanzaku if you're not going to Manda Sarutobi?
He has to remember that Sarutobi's 5. Manda's 5, right?
Manda's 5, yeah. Sarutobi's 4 right now as well.
No, he's 5 because of Sakura.
Oh, yeah, Sakura, you're right.
Yeah. Do you have it?
Oh, he's deciding to Sealed Coffin instead. Yep, very good call. Now, the thing is if he, with the Manda kill here, he is going to be short for the Coffin. He's got to get another 3 strength allies specifically, or some kind of modifier. Curse Seal, Poison Kunai, etc.
Not overkilling with Tayuya.
Very interesting. He could just be planning...
There's
honestly, Tayuya, I actually think I kind of agree with him now that I think about it, because... Oh, is he not going to pull the Automail from the deck? He's going to take it from the discard? Very interesting, if true.
Definitely pull from deck.
Yeah, I would pull from the deck here. Yeah, he is. Honestly, keeping Tayuya here, she could potentially get a Curse Seal or something later, and also, like, Tayuya is mostly for her ability. I don't know that I'd want to pay another 2 power for a 2-strength ally when I know Jirobo, Kitamaru, and Sakon and Ukon are coming up. Now that I think about it, leaving her there just to be able to activate, like at Konoha, or do a double Vanquish if someone ends up on Forest of Death, if that's his reasoning, I can understand it. We're going to see Greed played, followed by a Starter War and I think that was Father's Throne, being reshuffled back into Father's Villain deck. And then Tsunade and Kakashi at the same time. Definitely Tsunade here, especially with Orochimaru having no power. Kakashi's not going to really do much of anything for him here. Probably Tsunade to Tanzaku if I had to guess. He could try and force him to get rid of Kabuto, which he doesn't want to do right now because he needs Kabuto for the Coffin. But also, with the Coffin already out, Kabuto still very useful, but significantly less useful than pre-Coffin. So, giving him a way to get rid of Tsunade is usually a trade I'm fine with doing myself when Sealed Coffin is already out. But he does also have Manda in his discard, which is what Kabuto is best for right now.
I think Waco's strategy right now is not about Orochimaru's progress.
Yeah, it's to buy himself time.
It's just no. I think it's just fading. He just doing this keeps his top fate uncovered. Waco has been playing an incredibly fate-heavy father here. He's faded like 70% of his turns.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I think he's literally just trying to keep his top fate. Hohenheim will put a stop to that.
Yeah, Hohenheim will slow that down for at least a little while. Lust is there, so he can't move Envy in for the easy Hohenheim kill words.
He also can't move Stone to kill Edward with Greed now.
Yeah, Hohenheim stops that as well.
Good pull. Good timing.
Oh, and we're seeing another Kabuto activate. He discarded Sub and something else I didn't see there. And he's getting from his deck instead of drawing back Manda, and he doesn't have to show us what card it is because Kabuto lets you grab anything. When it's a card that is a specific ally or whatnot, like Reincarnation, you have to prove that you didn't cheat. But with Kabuto or like Loxus's Biding Time, for instance, it doesn't matter. You can just keep that information hidden, which can make a huge deal. Getting Hohenheim there
with Flask.
Getting
Edward
Hohenheim
just
there.
Sitting here.
Yeah, getting Hohenheim with Edward still out right there is actually very damaging to Waco right now.
This is pretty bad.
I actually, like, I wonder if it had been me. I wonder if I would have gone to Central here and sacrificed Lust and Greed to get Edward out and then focus on
We get
Hohenheim.
Gaara and Naruto. So not playing Naruto, better known as Boruto's dad.
Yeah, absolutely. Minato's son, some call him. I think Gaara here to get Kimimaro probably to the far left. I don't know that I don't think
it's
double
canon.
Cover. It is canon. This is what happens. You're right.
Move him with the sand. Do the tidal wave thing.
Oh man, look out for all the bones.
No, he has this ability precisely so that you can move Lee and Kimimaro. That's exactly why.
It makes a lot of sense. Very thematic.
Yeah.
I love it. He's thinking really hard about covering Tanzaku or Forest of Death here, and I think it is actually a bit of a decision. I feel like I would block Tanzaku.
I think Waco's going too hard in this Fate mission.
He's moving
there we go.
Over there, which is very interesting. I don't know about this, because now where do you put Kimimaro? No matter where you put Kimimaro, he's going to be able to be used in a Vanquish to get the free movement, and if you put him at Tanzaku, he just moves to Tanzaku and then moves him while playing like 7 cards. So we are going to see Kimimaro thrown to Konoha. I wonder if we could see a very cheeky... oh no, he's going to move to Yuya? Okay. To Yuya to Otagakuri. I don't know what I would have done exactly in this scenario, but I don't think it would have been that. I am very interested in Waco's thought process. So Tanzaku is still open.
It does feel a little bit like
Seal.
those Gaara moves were determined by RNG.
A little bit. He's going to put it on Tsunade. And 4 Violet Barrier, one of Orochimaru's most important cards, I would say. Being able to, it costs 1 power, but being able to throw out that extra -1 on heroes at activates is super useful. Jirobo at Tsunade. So now Jirobo is strong enough just on his own to defeat Tsunade. Is he going to do the Jirobo move? I mean, he can still just use Jirobo to defeat her, absolutely.
Yeah. Now he doesn't have to. Also, I understand the Teiya play. Teiya's ability is locational, and Waco is laser focused on not letting
the top fate
Azure have his top fate ever. Yeah.
Now Tsuyuya is at a point where I'd be like, it's probably worth losing her somehow, and then replaying her if you want to later.
Yeah.
Earlier, I could understand just leaving her there just for that activate ability, but now it's not as useful.
I don't know if this strategy of like fading super hard and not really worrying too much about Azure's progress has done Waco favors. I don't know if that's actually
made no
like,
real
worked
progress
out for him.
I think right now the big question is who's he gonna move and who's he gonna vanquish? He has to defeat Hohenheim or Edward here. It's just a matter of Lust and Greed to Edward or Lust and Envy to Hohenheim, I feel like.
It both choices are so awful because he really wants them both gone.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like with Philosopher's Stone in play, I would go for the Hohenheim kill here because it also opens his top fate and he has plenty of power right now.
I think he is really thinking about doing that.
He's thinking really hard. I would probably do Lust and Envy to that kills Hohenheim. They're at 4
Conversely, the Edward kill lets him play stuff cheaper to kill Hohenheim.
That is also very true. I don't know though. With
it's
Greed
a really
right
hard
there for the Philosopher's Stone move, I think this is a really like you have two. Technically, they're good options for a bad situation, and knowing which one would be optimal is maybe even up to like how the rest of the deck works and whatnot.
So this is a choice of progress over fate pressure. It does trigger reincarnation to get Manda again. There he is.
Sneaky Sneck. I love reincarnation. It's one of my favorite schemes, purely because Manda exists.
Yeah. Orochimaru's got some really good schemes.
He really does, yeah. Substitution and Shed Skin can make a lot of difference too. They're a bit more situational, where I feel like reincarnation is almost always just a good time for him, but they're really good. That sucks. That sucks. That might be
no.
That could be. That's the type of thing you could look back at the end of this game and be like, this may have decided it. That's really hard to deal with for Waco right now.
It's not over. Father is very resilient.
Yeah, it's definitely not over, especially because Sasuke isn't out. I think Sasuke's getting out right now, but Sasuke has not lost any strength yet. It's definitely not over. But no tokens, Hohenheim and Mustang out with only Philosopher's Stone. It's not a good spot for Father at the moment.
It's exactly 10 strength and allies, one of the other nice things Kabuto does. He does that math for you perfectly.
Kabuto and Manda are
Two,
so
two,
invaluable for sealed coffin.
2 3s and a Kabuto is 10. Yeah. There's a lot of ways to get 2 3s and a Kabuto.
Manda plus any other 2 allies will do it as well, so they're very, very important, helpful math for sealed coffin.
Yep.
We're going to see another Fate. The Dead Demon consuming seal coming a little late. Oh, he does still have Manda in hand, though, so it is going to cost him Manda.
Yeah, it gets rid of Manda.
And I think we've seen both reincarnations go by.
That is not where that goes.
Yeah, not even close. It's fine. We
Thank
got luck
you,
there.
Judge, for moving that.
Oh, Shapeshifter's being thrown out, so we could see a... Shapeshifter on Hohenheim. No, Philosopher's Stone is off. Never mind. But Shapeshifter on Mustang could be really good here. To go ahead and get him out. He is going to immediately do the discard. Get rid of his hand, and then he's going to go over to Konoha. Probably a 4 Violet Barrier. Yep. That immediately refunds itself with the effect of Sealed Coffin, so he pays one.
And
he gets to clash with Sakura. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Beat Sakura to death with his bare hands.
That's a pretty good Dead Demon turn. When you're already at Oda Gakuri and you get hit with Dead Demon, that's about the best turn you could ask for, honestly.
So this is going to kill Mustang.
Presumably, he's going to play out someone that can deal with Hohenheim. Or at least help with it. Yep, there's Wrath.
There it is.
Yeah, when you're in a position like this, I think he's probably going to immediately
This is exactly what I meant by resilient.
Oh, no, he can't do that. He can't do that. No, he can't put Wrath back in.
No, he can't.
Yeah.
Wrath is discarded.
Yeah, he has to lose Wrath here, but honestly, I think it's worth it. He needs to clear his territory.
Yep.
Now, he's got, like, very little going on for him right now. However, his territory is clean, and Azure's is not, which is in his favor. Although Azure is going to immediately rectify that, because Alphonse could force a reshuffle here. I think Alphonse is one of the ones we haven't seen. We're going to see the Kimimaro kill on Gaara now that Sakura is gone, discarding Shedskin and White Snake so that he can replay Kimimaro. Probably just straight to Tsunade. Yeah. Tsunade is still here, making those schemes and effects more expensive. He definitely wants to get her out of there soon. Oh, the Fate is happening. Oh, Scar was the other big one we hadn't seen yet. This has been a very unfortunate Fate layout for Father. Almost all of his heavy hitters have just been spread apart nicely. He got to play Hohenheim. He could have played Gate of Truth, but chose not to. Hohenheim, Scar, Edward, and Mustang all separate. That hurts for Father a lot. And this is a guaranteed. I think this is Alphonse and Winry. He can either set up the reshuffle with Winry or use Alphonse to force a reshuffle. That is some disastrous Father Fate setup, I would say.
Obviously, like, I don't want to pick sides. I love Waco. He's an awesome dude. But at the same time, it is kind of nice to see Father, who has been
punished
like
for
really big pick ban through the whole tournament, like tons of Father through the whole tournament, actually like looking like he might lose a game to Orochimaru, who has been sort of not really like Orochimaru hasn't gotten a lot of love.
Yeah, he hasn't been around a lot. Yeah.
So this is cool to see a very kind of an underdog win. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm all for Orochimaru winning.
That's assuming he does.
I will say, I do think, assuming he does, of course. I do think Waco he's gotten too much on Father's Fate pressure. This is an easy trap for people to fall into that, like, oh, this character can Fate so often, that must work well. But, like, it's a rough position right now for Azure, but he's handling it because he hasn't just been Fate spamming. Oh, and this is very, very good.
4 power for those items because of Jiraiya.
Yeah, but it still worked out amazingly for him.
Yep.
He can very easily get a poison kunai kill on Tsunade with Kimimaro and then replay him to Jiraiya. And he could maybe even put the -1 on Jiraiya potentially so Kimimaro can immediately kill him next turn depending on where his other poison kunai is. He's... Azure, despite all of the Sannin being out, Azure is in an incredible position right now. This is like, I would have no, like, not no worries, but I would feel good in this Orochimaru board state, which is not something you usually say when Tsunade and Jiraiya are both in play. Typically.
Everything's so expensive, but he's powering through.
Exactly.
He paid 2 for that seal, 2 for that kunai, and 1 for that experiments.
And I would say it was all the right play. It worked out great. Paying all of that and then being at 3 at the end is insane.
Sloth for Scar is a swinging deal, though. That's a
very
absolute bargain.
You got to put. Yeah, I was about to say you got to put Sloth.
Sloth is great. Yeah,
Sloth is like don't sleep on him. Don't sleep on Sloth. Whoa. He's fantastic.
It's
right.
Gluttony.
Yeah, not who
Best
you want to see here,
card
but not.
in the deck if he has other people with him. Maybe one of the worst if he's alone.
Yeah, he
But
can
man,
kill the
he
he can kill the 2 strength heroes with a true alchemy to open up your top fate. I guess he's got that going for him.
Gluttony is an enabler.
Absolutely.
If you have like lust and pride, he's amazing.
100%.
Alone,
He can even be really
great.
good. He can even be really good with the other homunculi to like greed and sloth, for instance, to give that 1 extra strength they need for the 4 strength lads.
We got the Kimi kill.
Yep, and he is going to put the
kunai.
-1 on Sasuke and move over Kimimaro.
Get the power from the coffin.
Yeah, he's back up to 5. This is looking really good for Orochimaru.
Oh, not even putting in a Jiraiya. He doesn't even care.
Yeah,
he's
just
going.
going straight for his. Honestly, totally fair.
He wants that Sharingan ASAP. He cannot wait.
Not at all. And he's going to go with the Winry setup instead of the Alphonse to get rid of Sloth and force a reshuffle. We know that Father's Throne is in the discard. We saw it earlier. So honestly, not forcing the reshuffle probably is a good call here. He doesn't want to let Father luck into some promised day like Wrath and whatnot. Although I don't know where Pride is. I don't remember if we saw where Pride was. But Sasuke is only 3 away. Sakura's in the discard right now, but we are at a reshuffle.
It's your favorite card.
Dude, I just said this play could happen a second ago. Let's go.
It's your favorite card.
Dude, True Alchemy is one of the best cards in Anime Villainous. I will take no arguments. Ooh, Gaara here for sure. Recovery mission is nice, but like Gaara doing the movement, I know it doesn't take away the extra -1, but Gaara doing the movement as well as putting another hero on the field when he's getting pretty close to showdown, I feel like Gaara is the play here.
Getting Sasuke off of Coffin is pretty important.
Yeah, he gets the hero move no matter what. Now, does he put Sasuke? Yeah, at Otogakuri. Otogakuri or Forest of Death are normally my go-tos. Tanzako can be good too. Sasuke anywhere but Konoha sucks. So it depends on the board state and what you expect your opponent to do.
Well, that doesn't do anything. There you go.
Yeah, I was about to say, moving Kimimaro can move into Gaara now, I guess, which sucks, but there's not a great place to put Kimimaro here. And Jirobo is already at Gaara anyway, if he really needs to get rid of Gaara. Orochimaru, like all villains, hates having to deal with heroes, but Orochimaru loves this setup of the amount of allies and 4 Violet Barrier, etc. He is going to do Kimimaro move and do the kill on Gaara. Is he going to play anything first? I don't know if he has another Poison Kunai available.
There's
he's just,
2 hand seals, yep.
Yep, for Kimimaro. He's going to put Kimimaro right back over at Jiraiya.
Kimimaro, maybe one of the strongest allies in the whole game.
I agree.
Killing.
Ooh, a killing intent on Sasuke. He's at 7 now. This is like, what's the word I'm thinking of?
Pretty scary.
Yeah, pretty scary. There's a word for this.
Pay 1 for that. Oh, just to activate.
Oh, he activated Forbidden with 4 Violet.
He
has put it on Jiraiya.
Pay another. No, he doesn't, because it's just Jiraiya.
Yeah, it's Jiraiya. Yeah, he doesn't have to pay.
My brain was Tsunade still being here.
She was there just a little while ago.
This is looking pretty dire for Father, who...
I don't think he can come back from this. Anything is possible, but I doubt it.
He basically has nothing in play. Yeah.
I think he's guaranteed a Sloth or a Pride here. He got Pride. If he's ever going to have a comeback, it's going to be getting Pride right there.
I mean, now he's got the cool combo at Lior.
Ooh, top decking Tsunade is pretty painful for Orochimaru.
Father can still win. The way Father wins is Orochimaru's showdown is actually pretty tough.
It can be really annoying.
It can be. Yeah. Father basically will have to win almost entirely during Orochimaru's showdown. It is possible. I've seen it happen. But
Orochimaru, depending on the board state and all, Orochimaru can get stalled in showdown for a good bit. It's kind of like Light trying to close out L. Depending on the setup, he can be held there for a good while, more than you would expect.
Yeah.
Although I will say,
to see these together.
Yeah, that really sucks. But with all of the good Fate setup he had in the first shuffle, didn't he Winry that? Did he decide he didn't want Gate of Truth there?
I guess the third card must be Edward or Mustang or something.
Yeah. Maybe he put Gate of Truth on.
Multi-faded.
Maybe he put Gate of Truth on top, but he decided right here that he wanted to stop. He wanted a hero, so he was like, "I'm not going to Gate of Truth. I want Hohenheim."
It's Boruto's dad. There he is.
Yeah, there he is. But I'm honestly like, maybe you could Shuriken Kimimaro, but I'd probably play Naruto here just to be annoying. Because this is like a really annoying state for Naruto. I'd cover Tenzaku because he really wants to go to Tenzaku right now, I imagine. Unless he can just like, well, he could also go to Konoha to do the 4 Violet Barrier Vanquish on Tsunade. Those are like his turns here is he wants to go to Tenzaku to play enough cards to Curse Seal Sasuke, or he wants, and maybe even be able to play, he could do Sword of Kusanagi and his form, and some other card, potentially. But his other play that he might like to do is to go to Konoha, get the -1 on Tsunade, and then move Kimimaro.
Yeah. Naruto's got a lot of shadow clones on this board. That's
So
what,
many.
by the way, that's what that is. That ability is
Naruto Shadow Clones, yeah.
The intent of it is the shadow clones, yeah.
It's a very good way of doing it. Ooh, he's gonna move Naruto off of Tenzaku. Or not?
No.
Oh, he's gonna do a double
Just
vanquish.
kill.
Interesting. Is he gonna lose Kimimaro? No, he's gonna pay for Kimimaro. This is very intriguing.
Just wants Tsunade gone really bad.
Yeah, I guess he really wants to use 4 Violet Barrier on Sasuke here is the thing.
He needs his top fade.
Because he could have saved Jirobo by activating 4 Violet first and just using Kimimaro.
No, he wants to get Sasuke to 8, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the reasoning behind it.
Well,
which
0,
is fair.
but yeah.
Oh yeah, 0, yeah. Get to the 8 -1 tokens, yeah. People know what we mean.
Yeah, that's what he wants.
Yeah.
It was worth it to him to make that progress.
That's entirely fair.
He needs his top fade.
You think Father will get a token this turn? Oh my goodness! It's happening.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it's a 2-coster because Philosopher is off.
Yep. 2 cost, yeah.
Oh, Waco is checking where his other starter wars are. He probably has like all of them in here, so he doesn't want to shuffle back in this starter war.
Do you want to put the token down? There we go.
There he goes.
Someone did it. I think Azure actually did that for him.
Sarutobi is probably the best draw he could get here. I think Dry and
Yeah.
Tsunade are both in the discard.
Just
yeah.
to stop
The only
fading.
other thing that could have been good is Recovery Mission to move Sasuke. Although there's no way he can get Sasuke this turn because he does not have the power to make it happen. He's gonna get to move Naruto by clashing with him here, which is nice, and he gets his 3 power.
No
Does
discard.
he put him to Sarutobi or to? He's gonna put him to Sarutobi instead of to Sasuke, and he is
no
not going to
discard.
Yeah,
Ooh,
no. He must
that's
like that hand.
telling.
He's got to have the
That is-
snake in his hand already.
Yeah, that's telling.
He must have the snake and also some other good cards if he didn't want to try for
The-
something else.
The relentless fate spam from Father continues.
Oh, he's getting a reshuffle here. Really hoping to top deck Wrath, which could actually make a world of difference if he does. Nope, that's classic.
Alas.
Alas, that these days should be Waco's.
Which, by the way, I think the relentless fate spam, as I said, is entirely correct to do. It's not derogatory. I think he should be putting as much pressure on Orochimaru as possible.
I think he should be at this point for sure. I think early game he might have gone a little overboard with
Early
it.
game
instead
it was a bit much.
Yeah, early game he probably should have prioritized a token or two.
Recovery mission is really nice here, actually.
Yeah, but he didn't discard, so he knows that he's got the snack. But he can play the snack without it. Yeah, I think it's hard, but I'd probably recovery mission here. I don't think either of them is the worst. Now, putting Sasuke there, I would not have done.
I would not have moved him.
I would have not moved him, or I would have at least put him on Tenzaku.
Yeah.
You want to put him where there is not a play a card action so that he cannot play the snake and clash with him in the same turn.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put him there.
Without the sword, at least, which we haven't seen. I think I'm with you. I would have left him. At most, I would have moved him to Tenzaku, but I probably would have left him.
So what is this big hand that Azure didn't discard any of? Let's see it.
I wonder if he has Sneck and sword here. There's sword. Is he just playing sword and just using Violet? Oh, he's using Kimimaro to get rid of Naruto here because all the heroes are at the same location. Yeah, moving Sasuke was a big mistake, I would say. I understand wanting to make sure that Top Fate stays covered, but it did also lead to Naruto's death and gave Otagakuri a way better location to move to now. That was an interesting turn.
What's going on is I think I have a suspicion his form is in his hand, and that
I'm
Azure
pretty
had.
confident it is, yeah.
I think he had Showdown, and then because of what happened, he then didn't anymore. But
I think he decided to really take advantage of the Naruto kill there that he knew he could get before more heroes could come out, maybe.
makes sense.
Especially knowing that now Sasuke is at a play-a-card location, he can move to Sasuke, and he can move here, gain 1, play Snake for 1, and kill Sasuke, or he has the sword. Now, Sakura does mean that Sakura has to be killed before... Oh, Sasuke is still only at -7 as well, it looks like.
Yeah, because of recovery mission. That's what messed him up.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't go for the play.
Yeah. Which makes it more interesting to me that he hit the 4 Violet on Sarutobi.
Because of how Sarutobi works.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, you're right, yeah.
He literally had to.
Yeah, he had to.
Yeah.
You're right. That's my bad.
It's cool. We got Wrath lined up to kill Hohenheim.
We do indeed. He got Rat there, which was great. I was too busy contemplating this Orochimaru turn. I put too much focus on my favorites. I say as if Father isn't like my secondary
Father
name.
will have to take an off turn to kill Hohenheim, though. He won't be able to fade at the same time, so.
Yeah.
Oh, the Rashomon.
Ooh. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. And because of ordering, that does let him get that -1 on Sasuke. And it's actually a minus... Does he get to... Oh, yeah, because he played a 3rd card, so Sasuke is at 0 even with Sakura. Does he have the Snek? That's Showdown.
That's Showdown.
That is Showdown, and Sarutobi is only 3 strength at Kimimara's location, so this is looking very much like an Orochimaru cleanup. Waco's biggest hope here is to top deck Jiraiya and Tsunade, essentially. And he can't play them to Otagakuri because Kabuto is sitting there.
Waco discarded Summon Rashomon for him. These guys have such good sportsmanship.
They are. What nice guys.
It's very funny to me whenever an opponent does something like that for the other. Because I think earlier Azure put the token on the board for Waco. Yeah,
I feel it because I mostly play casual, and especially when I play casual, I like do stuff for my friends when they're doing their turns just to like make it easier on them. So I don't think I would do it in a competitive setting like this when there's a chess clock, but I know the ingrainedness of it to just be like, yeah, I'm being helpful.
Father only has 11 minutes left. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, this game has gone pretty long.
Yeah.
Oh, and he got Lust. He's gonna ditch military strategy. Yeah, getting the refund on Wrath will be nice, even if it's just 1 power. Really needs a true alchemy or something right now is what he really needs.
Oh.
Recovery mission a little too late. It can make Sarutobi last longer, which is what I would probably do.
Yeah.
Move Sarutobi to Tanzaku, I guess, and take one of those -1s off of him. Orochimaru's moves will be covered, so he won't be able to get Kimimaro over immediately, at least. But also, I imagine Orochimaru's turn is going to be Konoha, activate barrier, clash with Sakura. Or he might go to his bottom fate, actually, to go ahead and put some more fate pressure. I know, it had to have hurt Waco to take that -1 off of the top fate, or take that hero off of the top fate. How hard he's been trying to keep that covered.
He's
but
worked
I do
the
think it was
entire
the
game
right
to
play.
keep it covered. Yeah.
What are we gonna see here? He can activate. He can actually activate Kabuto here to potentially get himself Manda or something, and I think that's what he's doing. Otherwise, there's no reason to reveal body mods. Yeah. Who does he get here? My instinct is Manda, but I could see an argument for a different potential card. Maybe even the sword, getting the sword back. He's gonna get Sakon and Ukon. Interesting.
I agree with that.
That's fair.
I believe it sets a lot of things up. He probably wants to go to Konoha to kill Sakura anyway.
So Scar. That hurts.
Ah, there it is. Yep. That's what he knew was there.
Yeah.
He probably goes to Konoha, clashes with Sakura, plays Sakura and Ukon, activates them to swap Kimi into position.
Yeah.
Sakura and Ukon, one of the best showdown cards that Orochimaru has, actually, in my opinion.
I agree. He's really good in just the game in general, but Showdown especially.
The swapping is very important for killing people.
It's also very important when Gaara exists. And Recovery Mission, for that matter.
Oh, Kimimara's gonna have some trouble with Lee. Someone gave Lee sake.
Yeah, he gave... He's all drunk and fist on him now. We are going to see him go to Konoha, and I assume we're going to see Sakon and Ukon come out. He's debating it now that Lee is here.
Yeah.
Waco taking a look at what's in that discard. 25% chance of Jiraiya or... Oh, we saw Reincarnation played. Very good. And he's going to get the Curse Seal on to Lee so that he can get him into Clash range.
Good idea.
And then he's going to play body mods. I imagine he mostly is playing body mods here because he couldn't afford Sakon and Ukon, and he wants that -1 on Lee. But, body mods is always nice to set up what you want. And then a clash with Sakura, obviously, is going to be coming up. I feel like I see Sakura actually, in play for long so little, I keep forgetting her ability. He neglected to put a -1 on Lee there.
I don't think he played 2 cards, did he? No, there we go.
Yeah, he played 3. It was Reincarnation, something else in body mods, I don't remember. I think it was the Curse Seal, actually, that's on Lee. Discarding the Flask. Discarding Starter War and Father. Going for his fate. There's Jiraiya and Gar at the same time. A little unfortunate.
See, the thing is, Father can win this game. That's what's insane.
It's possible.
If he doesn't run out of time on his clock, this is a winnable game.
It is winnable. For a character that can keep up the fate pressure on Orochimaru's, this is not the place to play Gaara.
The way Orochimaru wins Showdown, in my experience, with heavy fate, is he has to get Manda or Sword or both, because those let him kill twice in a turn.
Yeah. Or get a really nice Tayuya Konoha, but that's a lot harder to make happen realistically.
He needs to get over what we call his speed cap in development. The idea of most villains can kill 1 hero per turn. We call that the speed cap, and then stuff that lets you kill more than 1 person in a turn is like Manda or Tayuya, exactly.
Yeah. Or the sword, as you said, because the sword gives you a lot of
the sword's
maneuverability.
very reliable. Yeah, you can vanquish and then go somewhere and kill somebody.
Yeah. The sword can also, just with a single -1, especially when you have 4 Violet out, the sword can very easily get people like Gaara and Lee.
Just killing Lee and ending his turn. There we go.
Fair enough. Where are the true alchemies? Every time I come back over here to Waco's board and I see all of these allies still stacked here, I just think, where have the true alchemies gone? Now, he played Gaara over Jiraiya there, right? So Tsunade is still in here? And I believe Kakashi is as well. Oh, Waco is going to Xerxes. Is he paying 10? Pay 10. Pay 10. No! I wanted it. I wanted it so bad. Wrath is amazing here, though. Now, do you have the true alchemy to just immediately kill Hohenheim? That is the question.
Or a Starter War.
That also is very good.
Very good.
That was the correct play, but I still longed for the 10 cost Starter War.
You can see Waco speeding up. His enemy's the clock.
Yeah, he is down to 7.5 minutes.
His enemy is fully the clock now, yeah. There it is, killing Gaara.
Yep, Gaara's out at the cost of Kabuto. So very barren-looking territory when Kakashi or Tsunade could come up, which could be rough. We're going to see the whatchamacallit, the Violet Barrier hit Sarutobi with a -. And we know he has Sakon and Ukon in his hand, and he has 2 power, so he's actually at win. He's at WinCon right now. Sakon and Ukon activate Kimimaro at Konoha, vanquish Old Man. Oh, is he changing his mind on that? Ooh, Armstrong. As long as Hohenheim is there, Armstrong cannot be killed with just pride.
And Wrath has been moved?
Yeah, he does have the Mannequin Soldier and Sloth there for it.
He kept his power probably because Kakashi might come out. I think he's planning something. He needs power for it.
That is also very possible.
It might be as simple as he needs to have enough power to combo out Manda.
Yeah. Yeah, he could get Manda potentially at Forest of Death, even if he goes down to 1 power here. It depends on his hand, of course. It pretty much comes down to, does he have a Forbidden Experiment? There is Kakashi. I think you definitely Kakashi over. Yeah, Recovery isn't as useful here. And that does mean Tsunade is a 50% chance. Still going to Kona. He can immediately kill Kakashi and then move Kimimaro over, which I imagine is what we're going to see. And he could also activate 4 Violet Barrier to get Sarutobi into kill range. He can put himself at WinCon here with Kimimaro at Sarutobi at the end. He'll be at 0 power, but he'll be going to Otagakuri his next turn to Fate.
If he does that, he puts Waco in check, where if Waco doesn't have True Alchemy, the game is over.
Oh yeah, he has Armstrong there. I didn't notice. Yeah, you're
Yes.
right. Yeah.
So he can create a scenario. That's exactly what he's doing.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is by far the best play.
So this is check for you chess players out there. If Waco doesn't have True Alchemy, that's it. That's game.
That's game over. It's the only way that Waco doesn't lose on Orochimaru's turn. Orochimaru just has to go to Otogakuri. And even if he does, he must have it.
Does he have it? Is he just
There's no reason he moves here unless he has it. If he doesn't have it, he moves
just
to
to be intimidating. He's just trying to scare him. No, there it is.
There it is. There's the True Alchemy. So that'll kill Armstrong. He's going to use, presumably, Pride with the Gluttony discard plus a Mannequin Soldier would do it, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah, Mannequin. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the Mannequin for the 1 because the token is there.
He
does have to ditch. He has to ditch the Mannequin here. They might not notice.
He has to lose a Mannequin. That was not strong enough.
I think Lark is telling him right now. I think that Waco forgot Hohenheim turned off Philosopher. But all he has to do is ditch a whatchamacallit? A Mannequin. Or he could, honestly, ditching Sloth, I don't hate that play. Because Sloth's not doing anything at Lior right now.
Now that does trigger Reincar.
Yeah, it triggered Reincar either way because of Gluttony.
Of course.
Yeah. He's going to take Sakon and Ukon back. Yeah, because we know he has Manda in hand, right? I think.
Yeah.
Naruto and Tsunade. No, Naruto's the protagonist. What are you doing? Ugh, I guess you just throw Tsunade on the top fade here. I don't know where to put her. There's nothing you can do that saves Sarutobi. You can make it where he can't gain 2 on his turn by putting it at Otogakuri. I think you either put it at Forest of Death or Otogakuri. He's moving to Otogakuri this turn no matter what, I imagine, unless he has something crazy in hand. Yeah, I think I'd probably go Otogakuri here. I think that's a bit of a hard choice, but you know that he's going to go to Otogakuri here to get rid of Sarutobi.
There's a chance that he goes to his top fate to set up.
It is possible that is
while
as well.
It's uncovered.
Yeah, but with 0 power, I think that's probably a lower chance than still just going to Otogakuri. But you're right, that is also a possibility for sure. He's going to get rid of Sarutobi, set up at Tsunade. Very, very incredibly likely that he can somehow get a kill depending on what's in his hand. And with the fate here, we are going to see Mage Hang and Umbra Circle. Honestly, Umbra Circle for 6? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Umbra, if
pretty
Father
good.
is ever at 4 or more, I'm pretty sure that Umbra Circle becomes maybe the best card in the Fate deck. It's one of them for sure. It's up there with, like, at that point, it's like is up there with a 4 strengther, depending on the board state.
Yeah, fun little dev story of Umbra Circle. It exists literally because Father's objective is basically pay 10 4 times. And we really wanted to emphasize the allies' role in that.
Yeah.
So Umbra Circle literally exists as a deterrent to just banking power. To make that tactic scarier.
And it also leads to a fun little bit of when you see both Umbra Circles go early, you can be like, ooh, well, you know, maybe.
Exactly.
Which we've seen happen before in this very tournament, I think. I think that was a tournament game. I've recorded, this is like my 13th one of these, so it's hard to remember all. Was that just me playing, or was that a whatchamacallit? Oh,
no hero.
That might be
That
game.
might be game. Shuriken on Kimimaru is probably the correct play. Maybe?
Yeah. It's a hard pick here, right? Because, like, Dead Demon could stop him from playing, because he has to play something to get Tsunade down. So it depends on what's in his hand. I think Shuriken is a safer play.
Here's the thing. Well, no, he doesn't have the power for the activate.
Tayuya makes it very doable. Kimimaru at -2, he still wins if he has Forbidden Experiments and Jirobo.
Yeah.
Or no, he has Sakon and Ukon in hand, right? If he has Forbidden Experiments, it's game. He must not have it. We saw him put Sakon and Ukon in his hand earlier. So yeah, Sakon and Ukon and Forbidden Experiments would have done it, I think.
Well.
The best part is when he doesn't give him the
I actually would cover the top fade here.
Yeah, I agree.
I literally would cover the top
Absolutely.
fade. That's not worth
I would have
it.
covered the top fade immediately. You literally, he right now, at the current board state, he literally just needs 1 turn.
Yeah.
And I didn't look at the discard pile. It's possible that Father could just have the other True Alchemy in his hand, but even then, like,
under
make him
4 minutes left for Waco.
Yeah, he's got to play fast. This game has been insane.
Well, Waco went the route of I'm just going to fate a lot, which is an effective strategy, especially against Orochimaru, whose showdown is anything but guaranteed.
Yeah.
Did he not fate?
Did he not fate there?
He hit the clock and forgot to fate.
That's game. I think.
Or it's entirely possible that with 3 minutes in the clock,
he chose not to because he doesn't have time.
Gave it to him.
Nah,
yeah.
I don't think he would make that play. I'd still, even if I played a bad fate, I would still fate for 10 seconds of 3.5 minutes. Sock on a Nukon in the activate. To Yuya, after all this time of being useless, pulling it back. There it is. That's game. Kimimaro's 1, Sock on a Nukon or 3. To Yuya lets him do a Vanquish at that location with Forbidden Experiments. That's not fading there. Most likely cost him the game. I mean, he could have come back. I don't think he would have been able to bring it back.
I suspect it was more or less a concede.
Yeah, I would believe it.
He did have.
It would have been Gara. Gara would have made a big difference.
Admittedly, he did have two more tokens to go.
Yeah, he did only have 2 tokens, and he has a good setup for the third one.
The issue is 3 minutes and 30 seconds to get 2 more tokens and win Showdown. I think he just knew he was going to time out.
It's entirely possible.
The true alchemies.
Dude, I love that. Is the best card in the game. But that is game, right? That was 2 for Azure. 2-0.
That's it.
That is
2-0.
it. Those were 2 very good semifinal worthy games. It's unfortunate that we don't get to see a third game, but for 2 games as good as that, you really can't be upset. That was great.
It was also cool to see Crocodile and Orochimaru get some wins.
Is Crocodile
early in the tournament, we saw a lot of father
and Cell a lot in round 1.
Cell getting banned a lot. Now, just seeing more Orochimaru was awesome.
I agree wholeheartedly. Now we just
Croc,
need,
I guess Croc at this point actually has had some games, but early on he didn't.
He got some in the in round 2. Azure specifically, Azure and Slyro got a lot of Croc games in. Although one of them was a mirror, so it was a guaranteed win, a guaranteed loss for Croc in that instance.
Oh, Mustang killing Pride was going to be really rough.
That was going to be very difficult to pull out of. I think that even if Waco had some more time and had gotten that Gara fate, I feel like Orochimaru probably had it. It would really depend on Orochimaru's shuffle, kind of. But maybe not really depend, but sort of depend. But it was still winnable for both players, but I think Orochimaru probably had it regardless.
Orochimaru's showdown is sort of a puzzle that you have to set up the solution and then execute it. You a lot of times can't just
get to showdown and be like, I'm gonna win.
Exactly. Yeah. You have to have a plan and be ready to win showdown. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, great games and all, and we'll be seeing Azure move on to the finals against either Butter or Lark, which I'm very much looking forward to that game as well. But just fantastic stuff from both Waco and Azure. Anything you'd like to say in closing, Weird Mouse?
Awesome games. It was really fun to see. Waco is an incredible player, as we've seen already throughout the tournament. I think he got some bad deck orders, and also the Gendo into Croc, as I mentioned, was actually very unlucky.
Yeah, that was rough for him, for sure.
That was rough. I really hope to see Waco again, because he is, I think, one of the better players in the whole Villainous community. But Azure, as we know, is also one of the best enemy Villainous players, and so someone had to move on.
Someone had to lose. Someone had to go on. But these 2 players got to the semifinals for a reason.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yep. So very much looking forward to Azure in the finals and Waco in future competitions. And so now we have our first finalist. Azure Horizon will be going on to the finals to face the winner between Lark and Butter King. He'll have a difficult match either way, going up against one of the Anime Villainous QA team members. But before the finals, we have another semifinal match that you'll be seeing very soon, and it promises to be a great one. Until then, farewell.